What's up, everybody? Sitting down here today with Bullet Music for the Artist Spotlight. Big show coming up April 24th at Smith's Old Bar, so make sure you're out for that.
Awesome, you guys. Well, welcome. My name's Sammy Hutton here with Bullet Music. I'm just going to take a moment to go around, introduce yourself and your role in the band. Start with you.
Yeah, I'm Chris. I play lead electric guitar.
I'm Ethan. I play drums.
I'm Dylan. I'm the bass player.
Drew, frontman, keys player.
Awesome. Well, welcome. It's really awesome to have you guys. Can't wait for the showcase on the 24th.
Yeah.
So I just want to start a little bit of talk. God. I just want to start for a minute to talk a little bit about how you guys came together and your story and your background, where you're from, and how this all sort of came about. So, are you all originally from Atlanta?
No, actually, we're not. Just two of us are. And
Okay.
then Pennsylvania, and then Florida.
Yeah, Northwest Florida.
Okay, cool. So, you're from Atlanta,
Mhm.
and your brothers, right?
Yeah.
So you've been here your whole life.
We were born in Florida, and then
What?
in 98 moved up here with the family, and so basically from
Yeah,
the Metro Atlanta area.
pretty much our whole life.
Yeah,
Your whole life, and you guys have been playing music your whole life.
I think
Yeah,
you
for the
started
most
piano
part.
lessons when you were 6, and I started guitar lessons when I was 7.
Yeah,
So
very
Okay, yeah. So
Um,
season
yeah, it's been a while, I guess.
and
family, yeah.
Family, it's in the family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So my grandparents, they started a Southern gospel band when before my mom was born, and so she was raised doing music, and so I don't know. My grandma taught me how to play bass. So
Your grandma
that's-
taught you to play
Yeah,
bass?
so like
That's
we're
really cool.
definitely it's a family thing for sure.
Thanks,
Mhm.
thanks,
So-
Grandma.
Yeah, she's,
Oh yeah,
She's cool.
she kills it.
She
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
in.
oh, yeah. She still plays for a church, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, she's the
I
bomb.
want to meet your grandma.
We should lab her out to a show. She comes to our shows
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah,
And
that's great.
she sports our shirts too, our merch. So
Does she?
yeah,
That's
it's pretty
cool.
cool.
You guys are
Yeah.
lucky,
I
man.
know, for sure.
So-
Very blessed.
Pennsylvania,
Yes.
how did you end up?
So we better.
Long story.
Yeah, start with him. Start
Okay,
with
we'll
him.
start with you.
All right, so grew up in Northwest Florida, in Milton, Pensacola area, and I went to college at the University of Mobile, which is obviously in Mobile, Alabama. And I met this guy my freshman year. You were a junior, right?
I
We're
was,
2 years
I
apart.
was a sophomore. I'm a year old.
Oh no, yeah, we're one year apart. So met
And
him.
Drew graduated from there in 2014.
Yeah, 2014.
And I was 2017. And Chris
I was
yeah.
2018. I just graduated this last May, whenever it was. Can't count. So we had a show that we were both playing, and we were in the car on the way back, and he just looks at me and he says, "Hey, if you ever want to play guitar for a punk band, just let me know." And I said, "Well, how serious are you about that? Were you joking, or was that for real?" And then, 3 months later, I'm at Swayze's up in Marietta playing a show with these guys.
Nice.
And
Well, there's more that goes into that though. So I knew this guy because my junior year we had a class together,
oh gosh.
and I sat in the back and whatever, rebel child, whatever. I did well. I graduated well. Anyway,
These are my notes that I gave him.
hey, we're on camera here, man. We gotta keep that between us. Anyway, and so Chris sat up front, and he was the class nerd. Absolutely, just anytime the professor was like, "Hey, so we're about to leave, but does anybody have any questions?" Every single class, Chris was like, "I do. What's the blah blah blah?" And so for 15 extra minutes, we would have to sit in class. And so I was like, "I hate this guy. I absolutely hate him." So then a year later, when we're playing, well, no, I guess it was that year, we were playing that show, and we had just lost a guitar player, and so I was like, I'll see if this guy wants to play with us. And then he did, and then the first rehearsal, he showed up to like 5 hours late.
Dude.
And so I'm like trying to vouch for him, like, dude, he's good, I promise. And Drew's like, dude, he's 5 hours late.
I was
5
like, he's
hours?
out. He's playing the show and he's done.
Yeah.
And, well, that turned out.
Anyway.
Here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am imagining your opinion of it has changed.
Yeah, we're better
Yeah,
now.
that was a pretty good first impression.
Yeah.
Still a class nerd, but we love him.
Yeah.
And so then,
Yeah, so after that, in the summer of 2016, it was my first year playing guitar with Student Life summer camps. And in the year 2017, my second summer, Ethan was actually the drummer for that worship band as well. and I'll let him take it from here. Yeah.
So we're in the car. We had just met each other about 10 minutes. Like, yeah, man, so you like playing anything else? Because I saw on his Instagram he played with the band. And he's like, yeah, man, I play in this pretty cool band and we don't have a drummer. And I was like, what? And so pretty much I was begging Chris to let me be part of this band. And then they sent me 10 songs over Dropbox and agreed to let me play their CD release show and said, hey, just know these when you get here. And so I booked a flight. Like, so we had toured around the country, like Southeast the whole summer. And then I ended up in North Carolina, flew down to Atlanta. We practiced for 3 days nonstop. And then I played the CD release show with them.
Yeah.
And it went really well. And then spent the next year like flying back and forth because I was like, hey guys, let me finish school real quick.
Oh,
So
yeah.
finished that and then eventually made it down here, and I just actually moved down here in January.
Oh, welcome.
So,
Officially,
Yeah,
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Georgia.
it's great. It's warm down here.
Yeah, it's really warm down here.
So
that's a really interesting story, you guys.
It's still
That's,
different.
and there's a lot of sort of fluke things that seem to have aligned really nicely for you
Yeah,
guys.
For sure.
This interview is brought to you by the Creature Comforts Classic City Lager. Classic City Lager is good, cold beer. From tailgates to concerts, nothing pairs better with a great time than the deliciously simple taste of Classic City Lager. To learn more, visit creaturecomfortsbeer.com. That's creaturecomfortsbeer.com. You probably already know how great Yelp is for finding the best spots to grab a bite or stay the night in an unfamiliar city. But what you may not know is that Yelp can help you find local hidden gems as well. So whether you're inside or outside of the perimeter, visit yelp.com or download the Yelp app to discover the best Atlanta has to offer.
So you're here now, so now you guys really get to spend a lot of time together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It's
yeah,
funny you say that. We live together.
Oh!
band house.
Nice. Hey, that's great though. So
Yeah.
that's got to be doing wonders for your music and
Mm-hmm.
your writing and your development as a band.
Right.
So have you seen a lot of differences in the way you guys kind of communicate, the way you write, having kind of a closer relation to each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Drew would write the songs and then program all the guitar parts through MIDI and say, hey, play it like this. And then I'd show up and then just play it exactly how he had written it. And now it's,
It can be a little more
hey,
organic.
what do you think you should do here? And then I write stuff. So
Yeah.
So very
And
nice.
I mean, same with like the drums. Like Drew's not a drummer, but he would have to like basically create drum tracks, and because we never had a consistent drummer,
Right.
and so now it's cool. We actually, like
Now
you
he
said,
lives with you, man.
Yeah.
He's pretty
It's pretty
consistent.
organic.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's
That's
really cool. I'm really excited for you guys. It sounds like you got some really good stuff going for you.
Yeah.
So more about your music. You're on Spotify.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
that's
it's
a
true.
recent thing as of last year,
I think our EP was the first thing, so 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
But you had 4 singles come out
Mhm.
last year on
Yeah.
Spotify, and you got a lot of listens on those.
Yeah, we
What's
just hit. We released a new song February 22nd, so last month, and we, as of last
Today.
night, hit like 11,000 streams on Spotify, and
What does that feel like for you guys?
it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
awesome feedback, isn't it?
It was
Yeah.
really quick.
It's super humbling to think that, people other than your family is listening to it. You know,
Yeah.
you got
True.
people,
Yeah.
we have a lot of listeners in like Buffalo,
Yeah,
New York.
it was crazy.
Really?
We
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
we were looking at our listener count, and right before we released Big Bad Wolf, we were at maybe like 50 listeners
I think
total.
we,
It's
I think
got
we're at 100,
over
and now
18
we're
something thousand listens
Yeah.
on it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And now we have, I believe it's 1,300 or 1,400 listeners. So that's just people that stream the
listening to your
music.
stuff. And you
Dang.
don't even have that much stuff on Spotify right now,
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's really impressive, you guys.
It's a blessing.
Congratulations on that.
for sure.
We're
Yeah.
trying our hardest.
So, let's talk about your band name.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know on Facebook it says inspired by a heart condition and deaf ear.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'll take this. So, pretty much, coming up with a band name was probably the hardest thing at the time. honestly.
I tried since high school.
Practicing, nah.
Whatever.
Band
but-
shows.
It's
Yeah.
got to be perfect.
It
It's
does,
gonna
yeah.
stick with you forever.
Well,
Right.
and so it's funny you say that because I still was never really sold on it until we've kind of solidified it and we can spin it a couple different ways. But it was started because I'm deaf in this ear, and he has a heart condition, and so we were just kind of playing off that and cardiac half,
Your brother.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Brothers
I
with
love that.
problems.
Yeah.
Brother.
Well, I mean, it's really like a blessing to be alive. Like, I won't go into all my story, but I had open heart surgery at 16, and that was something that obviously shaped my life, and I should have died, but I'm blessed to be alive, and so to not take advantage of the gift of life and to not play music would just be a waste. And I mean, the fact that he can't hear in one ear it's a lot goes into that, because as a musician you have to be able to hear, but his pitch, everything is incredible because of that. And so we just want to take the inconsistencies and the illnesses in our life and make music because of them. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can't let any of your problems define the outcome of your life. You got to learn to overcome those things, and we all have stories like that. So
For sure.
Yeah.
That's really humbling.
for sure.
That's sorry, I was taking a minute.
It's good. It's kind of heavy.
So,
yeah.
but it kind of gives you that extra drive that other people might not have, and that extra passion. Especially you saying you shouldn't be alive, and if music is something that you really love, you're gonna spend your life doing it, and you're gonna do it the way you want to do it. So I think that kind of gives you an edge to progress and to do really good and to put out really good stuff, and then you being a vocalist, not being able to hear,
Right.
no excuses, right, for
No,
people.
no. Yeah.
But you said that has an effect on, what is it like singing for you? What is it?
I mean,
Are there strengths and weaknesses that it provides you?
Yeah, so I'd say some of the strengths are, I was born with it, so
Okay.
I've never really known
Oh,
differently.
okay.
So I'm kind of used to it. There are options where I could, attempt to get my hearing repaired, but I'm kind of hesitant because that would mess with my pitch and,
Yeah.
You would have to
intonation
relearn.
and stuff, right? So I'm kind of okay with it right now, but some of the challenges would be, like especially live, we use in-ears and stuff, and sometimes I can't hear the crowd, and I'm like, I want to hear what you guys are doing, but I only have one ear to hear, like, so
And I make most of I don't make most of the stems, but I have to bounce most of the stems. And generally in a band, you have your click on the left side and your stem on the right side. But because he's deaf in his left ear, we all had to relearn how to use click and stem because we had to put the click in the right side for him. So
sorry guys.
it's
Figure
fine.
it out. It works.
It works.
So are you the main lyricist, or is it?
Pretty much,
Okay,
yes.
so you do a lot of the writing.
Mhm.
So does this your ailment affect how you write? Meaning, do you draw inspiration from that and stuff you've been through in your life with this kind of stuff? Does it kind of come out in some of your lyrics, or?
I would say so. We have a song that we play live called Center Stage, and it's basically just like, it ties into our dream of wanting to be musicians, but to me it ties into more of like, I'm not, one of the lyrics is, I'm not defined by what I do, or I'm not defined by the things that have happened to me. And so, like Drew said earlier, if we let those things define us, then we're never going to live. We're going to be in a box and never get out and enjoy the world. And so, like that's something that kind of shaped those lyrics, in my opinion. And I have some others too.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe not so specific to the
Right.
condition per se, but yeah, definitely. I think talking a lot about completeness in our lyrics, maybe being whole, things like that.
Yeah. So, what is your main inspiration for your writing?
Yeah, so I try and write from a Christian worldview, draw a lot from our faith and stuff like that. So that's probably my main inspiration. And as life circumstances come up, you kind of learn to use those for inspiration. So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Plus, we've each gotten our heart broken a couple different
Oh,
times. So like, that's hard not to
That'll
write
do
about
it.
that. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do it. That's
Yeah.
cathartic to write about.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for heartbreak. I'll make a good song out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Some of the
Bring it
best
on.
songs are heartbreak songs.
That's true.
We just like writing about our story. We just
Yeah.
like telling a story of our lives and what's going on and
I really-
being real.
Admire lyricists and bands who write from their own experience as opposed to what they think might be relevant for people in the world. You know, I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
that is the most relevant. Is something that you're really going through, and
Mm-hmm.
honest lyrics, and something that you've really written from your heart.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate people who are willing to put themselves out there like that.
Yeah. Being
Especially,
vulnerable.
yeah, vulnerability is a big thing. So, what do you think influenced your sound mostly? Is this just a kind of a collective thing? I know it kind of started with you guys, and then we brought them here through their story. So is this a sound that started with you guys and then they kind of hopped onto, or is this kind of a mixture of different influences?
So when we started, we were definitely like a punk rock
Mhm.
group with some metal influences. But and like Chris mentioned that earlier that we started that way. But when Chris joined the band, things changed slowly. And then when Ethan joined, and even as our music tastes have changed over the years, I mean just the last years that we've been a band, it's like it's definitely changed more, and we've kind of separated from that, you know, that punk style, to where now we're you know, releasing songs like Big Bad Wolf is a very kind of mainstream radio, like
It's a
21
very
Pilots.
clean,
Sure.
kind of alternative pop sound.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to
It's,
describe it.
it's a really kind of easy listening, fun
Yeah.
music, which is very different from
Right.
Yeah,
metal
for
influence
sure,
or punk rock.
for sure. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that maybe this is a little easier to digest.
Yeah.
I mean-
Not that I have a big heart for punk music though, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Yeah, we
still
all
do.
do.
Will,
Definitely. We'll never not love it. But
Yeah. But it seems like it's working for you guys. You have a really lovely sound. I'm really
Thank you.
excited to hear you guys live
Sweet.
the 24th of April,
That's
Smithville
right.
Bar.
Let's go.
Be there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to miss it. So what do you guys have going on right now? What are you guys working on? What are you guys doing? What's
Grab
going
that one.
on?
What are we allowed to talk about?
I know.
All right.
Alright, so we just recently released Big Bad Wolf, which was a single we recorded at Hey Hey, so that's out now. And we also have an unreleased single that we've already recorded at Hey Hey, which is and so that'll be coming out soon for you guys. And then we have the show with Bullet Music, which we're really excited for and really hope to see you guys at, because we're just gonna have a blast. It's gonna be so much fun. A lot of high energy stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Have you guys been playing shows around here? Or are we? Yeah, where are you guys play mostly?
We do a lot in Atlanta. We got to play at 529.
Oh,
Beginning
that was so
of the year.
dope.
I love that.
Great.
That was our first time there, and then
Yeah.
we get to play at Smith's a good bit, which that's a favorite. That was where we did our first show.
Yeah.
And so
That's a good
that's a
spot.
special place. And, then-
Masquerade.
Oh yeah, sweet.
and it's cool. We actually got to do a show back in February at the studio that we record all of our music at Hay Studios in Griffin, and that was a cool night because we got to premiere Big Bad Wolf before it was released at the spot that it was created. So that was a special moment that we got to share with our producer Ryan, and just that was a pretty big time for us. Plus it was more local to, you know, where we live, and that's always fun to bring out hometown people. I mean,
That's really exciting that you guys are there. I've heard some really good stuff about that studio.
It's great.
You guys are proof, I guess.
Wow. Yeah,
Awesome.
Ryan Wilson, he's our producer.
Mixed
Yeah.
Tribes
Yeah.
got some great
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
shout out
true.
to them.
Yeah.
some great bands that
Yep.
have
Who
recorded.
else was it?
Cloudland's been in there.
Yeah,
No.
Cloudland.
Yeah, it was a
So
while.
it's,
Anyways.
it's a great band.
Yeah. We also got to play some house shows over the past couple months. It's just been really fun. Because you meet so many people who are just there for the music and just there because,
House
hey,
shows are raw.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been just an incredible experience getting to meet other local musicians and just finding out, hey, we have a scene around here.
I mean,
Oh, once you find your scene, man.
I don't know if you guys have heard of the Pyramid, but that's a house show that we played
Yeah.
in Brooks, and it's a pyramid, and those guys are the
It's-
coolest
yeah.
people ever. So house shows are definitely a lot
Yeah.
of fun. So
Yeah, when we
Shout
say
out
it
to
was a
them.
pyramid, we mean like
seriously,
It was legitimately a pyramid.
and the guy lives out of it.
yeah, like they built a pyramid. And
It's like 40 feet tall.
They live
I'm
in
not
it.
kidding.
There's a
Yeah.
little disco ball at the top. I think.
Yeah, dude, that's right.
wild.
Yeah.
They
It
let us
really
take
is.
a tour through the house, and like it's so cool. It's crazy,
Yeah.
and they have live music there like once a month. So it's,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Do
You
it.
definitely
That's wild.
will.
That's
It's
really
really great.
cool. That's keep an eye for that. But other than that, it's been great having you guys. Thanks
Thank you.
for
Yeah, thanks for
sitting
having
down
us.
with us.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
having us, for real. It's been a good
looking
day.
forward to the show at Smith's.
Yeah.